Ladies and gentlemen, baseball fans, gather around as we step into the mythic saga of a man so colossal. He makes the Empire State Building feel underdressed. A man who can hit a baseball so hard it skips time zones. A man whose name strikes joy in Yankee hearts and fear in opposing pitchers. And whose medical chart is almost as thick as his stat sheet. Yes, we're talking about the one and only Aaron Judge. While his home run swings might belong in Marvel movies, his injury history sometimes reads more like a tragicomedy. So buckle up, because this is the video of how injuries nearly rerouted a legendary career and how Judge, ever the Titan, fought back with power, grit. The rise of the Colossus. Aaron Judge stormed into Major League Baseball like a supernova in 2016. In true Hollywood fashion, he hit a home run in his very first at-bat. With a frame that stretched 6 feet 7 inches tall and a solid 282 pounds of muscle and menace, he wasn't just a baseball player. He was a myth come alive. Fans were starstruck. Analysts were impressed. Pitchers? Well, they considered switching to bowling. The league hadn't seen a physical force quite like Judge in decades, if ever. His combination of size, raw power, and surprisingly agile defense made it clear the Yankees had found their next superstar. The baseball world was giddy. So was Yankee Stadium, which saw home run balls vanish into orbit. He did not just hit baseballs, he launched them into neighborhoods with their own zip codes. Kids brought gloves to the upper deck, just in case. Commentators ran out of adjectives by June. Even StatCast had to upgrade its servers just to keep up with him. But then the injuries began. When the giant fell. Judge's career trajectory, as towering as his physique, was not without turbulence. Injuries quickly became an unfortunate co-star in his baseball epic. It started in 2016 with an oblique strain that cut his rookie season short. That muscle group somewhere between your ribs and your frustration would haunt him again. In 2018, he suffered a chip fracture in his right wrist after getting hit by a pitch. It was a cruel reminder that even giants have vulnerable joints. The wrist injury cost him significant time and raised concerns about his durability. Then came 2019, the oblique again. This time the strain was more severe, and fans began whispering the dreaded term, injury-prone. As if his upper body hadn't suffered enough, 2020 brought a calf strain, effectively canceling much of his already shortened pandemic season. Just when you thought Judge had found every body part that could betray him, 2023 delivered a truly bizarre twist. During a game against the Dodgers, Judge, in full sprint chasing a fly ball, slammed into a fence and tore a ligament in his toe. The Yankees lost their superstar for over 50 games. Fans gasped. Stadium walls were put on trial. Then, in early 2024, he experienced abdominal discomfort that led to a stint on the injured list. Judge was practically collecting frequent flyer miles to the IL. Yet despite all this, his comeback stories were just as thrilling as his moonshot home runs. Putting up numbers, even on one leg. Despite his ongoing injury saga, Aaron Judge never let pain define him. Quite the opposite, he seemed to treat each setback like a trampoline, bouncing back even higher. When healthy, his performance has been nothing short of Herculean. In 2022, he obliterated the American League home run record with 62 bombs, surpassing Roger Maris's long-standing mark and instantly securing a place in baseball immortality. That season, he didn't just launch baseballs. He nearly walked off with the Triple Crown and posted an astronomical on-base plus slugging plus of .211. He didn't hit baseballs, he obliterated them like they owed him rent. Pitchers started faking sore arms just to avoid seeing him in the batter's box, and fans in the outfield brought gloves not for fun, but for survival. Even Yankee Stadium might have considered installing seatbelts to keep fans grounded. Then came 2023, and with it, a toe injury that had the potential to derail everything. Skeptics braced for a down year, but Judge, limping and taped together like a gladiator past his prime, still crushed 37 home runs in just 106 games. That's not just impressive, that's borderline supernatural. Most players need a full season and a miracle for those kinds of stats. Judge managed it with a compromised foot and what looked like a 3/4 tank of gas. He was Clark Kent with turf toe, and yet the power never faded. Trainers were wrapping him like a holiday ham just to keep him mobile, and somewhere, Babe Ruth surely raised a hot dog in solemn salute. Then came 2024, his masterpiece. A jaw-dropping 223 on base plus slugging plus stunned analysts and broke calculators. It was one of the best offensive seasons in the history of right-handed hitters. At that point, pitchers weren't just struggling, they were filing emotional support claims. StatCast had to issue apologies to its servers for the trauma. Judge wasn't just putting up numbers, he was rewriting the concept of offensive dominance, all while defying the odds, the tape, and his own body's complaints. Injuries might have tried to write the story of his career, but Aaron Judge kept grabbing the pen back and hitting home runs with it, wearing the captain's pinstripes with pride. If injuries attempted to undermine his body, they couldn't touch his leadership. In 2023, Judge was named the captain of the New York Yankees, an honor as rare and cherished as a World Series ring. Only a handful of Yankees legends have worn that title. Think Derek Jeter, Don Mattingly, Thurman Munson. To Judge, it wasn't just a patch on his jersey, it was a call to serve, and he answered. Despite limping, taping, icing, and rehabbing his way through seasons, Judge remained a clubhouse cornerstone. Whether he was hitting bombs or mentoring rookies, he embraced the captaincy with class and confidence. In dugouts and locker rooms, players turned to him not just for advice, but for energy and direction. He held meetings with Yankees brass, lobbied for roster moves, and stood tall in post-game interviews even when the scoreboard did not smile back. In an era of high-paid stars who shrink under pressure, Judge expanded metaphorically and literally to fill the void. The mental battle behind the muscle, behind the power, and stats lies a lesser-seen war, the mental battle. Injuries aren't just physical roadblocks, they're psychological sinkholes. The frustration of rehabbing, the fear of re-injury, the media's questions, and the fans' expectations can crush even the strongest minds. But Judge, ever the cerebral player, has shown extraordinary resilience. He approached each injury with realism and optimism, turning post-surgery boredom into an opportunity to study film or help teammates. In interviews, he never dodged accountability. He joked about his body needing bubble wrap, but always redirected the narrative back to his performance and team-first mindset. His positive attitude became infectious. Judge isn't just mentally tough, he's the locker room's emotional compass. That, more than any swing or stat, makes him invaluable to the Yankees organization. Can the Titans stay healthy? As of the 2025 season, Aaron Judge is 33 years old, the age where outfielders either find a second wind or discover golf. The Yankees, fans, and fantasy baseball managers are all asking, can he stay healthy long enough to continue his dominance? So far, the outlook is cautiously optimistic. Judge has reportedly revamped his training regimen to emphasize flexibility, core strength, and injury prevention. He's working with specialized trainers, sleep specialists, and even dabbling in biomechanics to fine-tune his movements. If his 2024 numbers are any indicator, the man is not only alive and well, but swinging harder than ever. Analysts are whispering about the B-word Bonds. As in, could Aaron Judge eventually challenge Barry Bonds' career home run record? It's a long shot, but with another 5 or 6 healthy seasons, it's not impossible. The next few years will define not just his legacy, but perhaps even rewrite the history books. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Aaron Judge's epic saga, smash that like button like Judge smashes fastballs. Got thoughts on his injury comeback or record-breaking swing? Drop them in the comments. We read them all. Don't forget to subscribe for more legendary sports stories and behind-the-scenes breakdowns.